Well, here is this morning's breakfast. Yeah, well, it's getting to be brunch. And it's avocado toast with tomatoes and some grapes on everything sourdough bread. So this is one of my favorite breakfasts. And avocados and tomatoes and grapes are things that I always like to have on hand because I enjoy eating them. All right, well, let's see what we're going to have for dinner tonight. What are we going to have for dinner? No, that's not for you guys. It's my dinner. Do you want a carrot? All right. So anyway, I have all this stuff in the fridge that I want to use up. So I wanted to try this pasta from Dollar Tree. It's pre-cooked. So what I want to do is make like a stir fry. And I have all these different sauces that I'm going to mix up. Make my own sauce with it. And then here I have the cabbage and carrots and celery that I stir-fried a couple days ago. And I also have some of this luncheon loaf that I'm going to cut in strips to add some protein. And I'm going to make a stir-fry. Now, I'm going to mix these just to taste, see what I like. And then I'm going to pour that over the pasta. Now, these you just heat up in the microwave for 60 seconds. So this will make probably, at least 2 or 3 meals. So I'm going to put all this together and let's see what we come up with. All right, well, I'm cooking up a little bit of that luncheon loaf just to heat it up a little bit. So if you have bits and pieces left over, and this is some garlic oil and a little bit of toasted sesame oil. So I'm going to go ahead and add this pasta to that. And basically, I'm just heating all these things up because I had already pre-cooked the stir fry. So I just want to give these noodles a little bit of oil. And I'm just using up what I have. And then I'm going to add the veggies to this and the sauce. So, and it's a good way to use up leftover bits and pieces of meat, leftover pasta, leftover veggies. You can add any kind of veggies to this you want. You can add an egg, whatever you want. And also a good way to use up all your bits and pieces of sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and add some veggies to this. So I'm also going to go ahead and add some of these cashews. These are from Aldi's for some more protein in there. You can add peanuts. You can add whatever you like. Stir fries are very forgiving. And this looks really good to me. And then here, I have the sauce that I created. Now this is honey sesame, island teriyaki. This is tasty. Orange stir fry, sweet teriyaki. I don't like heat, but you can add whatever heat you like. You can add pepper flakes to this. So I'm just going to go ahead and add all the sauce. And let that cook for a couple minutes just to incorporate the sauce into the noodles. And there we have it, a no-waste dinner. Now I still have half the stir-fry veggies, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and freeze those for another meal. But there we go, and there is dinner. So you can add some green onion on top of this, and some sesame seeds. And that is tonight's dinner. All right, I'm going to plate this up and I'll be back. Okay, well, there it is. I have a lot of this everything bagel seasoning. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on top, because why not? Using up what I have. And this I have left over. Now, this was a bag of coleslaw and some leftover carrots and celery that I needed to use up that I stir-fried. So this will be going in the freezer for another time. And then I have this much left, which will be going in the fridge, and I'll eat that tomorrow, probably for dinner. Maybe make a couple of egg rolls with it. I still have some frozen egg rolls. And there's dinner. So I could go out in the garden and get some green onion, but I'm being lazy. So I'm just going to eat it this way. And this pasta is a really good way, if you're in a hurry, to stock it in your pantry and make a quick meal. You can make it into spaghetti or, wherever you're going to use pasta. So let me give this a try. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. The pasta is cooked just right. It's not mushy or anything. So I'll be buying that again from Dollar Tree. It's nice to keep on hand. And it's a good way to use up all your random little soy sauces and other types of sauces that you have on hand. Just mix them all together and make a sauce. Using up a bag of coleslaw, some random carrots, and it's a delicious meal. All right. That's it for my meals for today. Well, dinner was really, really good, considering it was really cheap to make, and it also used up a lot of the things that I already had. So now everything that I have in the refrigerator is fresh, just bought within the, last haul. So I'm eating that up, but what a quick way and nice way to use up your leftovers and the pantry stash. So I will definitely buy those noodles from Dollar Tree again. They're nice to have when you want a quick meal. I mean, you can always cook your own pasta. And if you have a bag of coleslaw, which that's what it was, you don't only have to make coleslaw out of it. You can stir fry it. That's what I buy rather than buying a whole cabbage, which is just too much for me to eat. Now, per pound, I do pay more for the coleslaw mix, but that's okay. It's under $2. So, and it makes several meals for me. I can, put it over a pulled pork. For me, it's not pork. It's jackfruit, like a pulled jackfruit barbecue. You can put it over, you can make a coleslaw and have it like that. You can put it in soups. You can put it in salads. You can do it as a stir fry. All kinds of things that you can do with a bag of coleslaw mix. And I like the fact that you can get it with already carrots shredded in there, red cabbage, green cabbage, whatever. And you can even add like the broccoli, the shredded broccoli that you can buy. That's good to put in a stir fry too. So now I don't buy, chopped up vegetables like you can buy. Nothing wrong with that, but I mean, a stalk of celery and cucumbers and stuff. I can cut that up myself. That's no big deal. but the coleslaw mix is really, it's a good bang for your buck for all the things that you can make with it. So I have enough yet for tomorrow too, which is good. I do always like to cook enough for 2 meals. I don't really want 3 or 4, although sometimes that does end up that way. But the rest of the stir-fried vegetables I did put in the freezer for another stir-fry. And that would make another 2 meals down the road. So I am using up things in my freezer and not really buying much in the way of new stuff other than the tuna, the nut tuna, unmeat tuna that I bought. So I did put some of that in my stash, but I bought that several days ago. So other than that, I have not gone to the store for more produce. I showed you the last time on what I bought. And you know, I don't find it necessary to go to the store every week and buy more food. So I like having not only food convenient whenever I want it, depending on what I want, but I also like having other things at the ready. You know, I don't want to constantly be running to the store and buying a nut and a bolt and a screw or whatever it is that you need to do projects. I like having the stuff readily available. And that's just me. And, you know, I have the space to store it and to, you know, keep it neat. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, I don't feel like I'm super overwhelmed with stuff. The interior of the house, except for some things in my bedroom that need to be put away. But like I keep saying, that's from when we moved everything around. So it's stuff that I want to keep, but it needs to find a new home. So I'll work on that, though. It's not horrendous. It's a few, you know, a few boxes of stuff, mainly clothes and socks and things that I have in a bin that just need a permanent home. So, and as far as the garage goes, I did work a little bit in the garage a couple days this week, 2 or 3 days, and I'm making progress, but you know, that's not stuff really, most of it. Some of it is going to go, like the old pots that aren't very attractive anymore. Those are going to go in the garbage. But I've already gone through a lot of that stuff because I do it every year. So, but it's all the gardening stuff that needs to be put away and stored for the winter. Right now it's kind of all in the middle and the side of the garage because I brought it in and used it. And then it was because I bought new stuff that's rechargeable. And I got rid of the stuff that you had to plug in. Because I found that to be a pain in the butt. You were always walking around trying to find an outlet, and then you had to find a long enough cord and dragging that around. It was just a big pain. So that stuff went. I donated all that. But now I have to find new space for the things that I bought. Because they don't quite fit where the other stuff was. So, but I'm not too concerned about it. You know, I'm going to plug away at it a little bit. And that's why I talk about my garage so much, because I'm not out there working for hours and hours on it. That's not necessary for me. I have time, so I work on it a little bit every few days, maybe an hour, sometimes a little longer, but and then I stop. And then when the spirit moves me, I work on it a little bit more. So my biggest goal is to, you know, go out there for an hour or two every week until I get it all sorted out and put away. But like I said, there isn't a whole lot of stuff out there that needs to go, because I got rid of a lot of that stuff years ago. Now, the stuff in my garage attic, that's a different story. Even that I have downsized quite a bit, but like I said before, I'm finding I don't need all that Christmas stuff anymore. I'm going to keep, I have a nativity that I really like that my mom made in a ceramics class. You know, it was one of those, you paint them and then you fire them. And she made that for my grandmother who lived in Germany. And then when my grandmother passed away, my mom went over there to take care of her estate. Well, it wasn't really an estate, but to take care of her things, and she brought it back for me. So I've had it for a number of years, several years, actually a lot of years. And mostly I put that on my mantle every year. So that definitely isn't going anywhere. And I will pass that on to whichever one of my children want it. I imagine that'll probably be my daughter. So that'll get passed on to her. And I have a few other things that I really like that make my home feel Christmassy. But, you know, all the tinsel and multiple Christmas baubles and everything that really don't have a lot of meaning to me, that stuff I want to donate. And I already donated a lot of that stuff because I used to really go crazy at Christmas time. And I loved decorating for Christmas. But now I keep it simple. I like everything more towards the simple side. But I don't like my home so simple that it starts to feel stark to me. And that is a personal thing for each person, you know. I might walk into a place and go, boy, this place doesn't, you know, have much character. It's kind of stark, but I'm sure it's totally easy to take care of, which is nice. I mean, that definitely has a positive side to it. And other people just like more things. You know, it makes them feel more cozy to have more things. And that's how I am. So, but it does drive me crazy when I have a bunch of stuff laying around that doesn't have a home. You know, I mean, I like my candles and some of my tchotchkes. I like those. And what I have, I really like because I got rid of the stuff that I don't like, again, quite a while ago because I've been doing this for a long time. You know, every year your tastes can change. You might want to get rid of more stuff because you don't like it anymore. So that stuff, you know, has been gone already. So, yeah, and life goes on, and we work towards things. I'm thinking about changing the format here on my channel a little bit. I'm getting bored with the same old. So you might not see me making my coffee every day, even though I do make my coffee every day. But sometimes, you know, if you don't have that much to talk about, it can be kind of a struggle. So I'll still be making videos, and there'll probably be some days where I don't make videos. I don't know yet how that's going to work because I have days where I really don't do a whole lot of purging and cooking and you know, working. I have a lot of days where I can just take time and relax. I can read a book, I can watch TV. And on those days, there's not a whole lot to talk about. So basically, I really share my things that I do during the day when I'm busy. But I'm not always busy. So maybe on those days, I won't make a video. Because I'm just talking to you. You know, I mean, I don't get the feedback from my videos until a day later. So it's not like I can have a dialogue with somebody, you know. And sometimes that's what you need. You need a dialogue. You know, I say something, you say something. You know, that's the way it works. So sometimes when you're basically just talking to a camera, even though I do try to visualize all of you out there, and I'm actually talking to you, but like I said, it's a one-way dialogue. It's not like a two-way dialogue, which is much easier to keep up with. So I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, and if you have some things that I do that you would like me to talk about, let me know in the comments below and what you might find interesting. And do me a favor and check and see and make sure, if you watch my videos consistently, please subscribe, or make sure that you are still subscribed, because a lot of times what YouTube does is they start unsubscribing people. You know, let's say you watch a video once every couple weeks. Well, they take it upon themselves to unsubscribe people for whatever reason, even though, you know, I mean, it's happened to me before. Channels that I've watched for quite a while and consistently, you know, I'll forget because it doesn't come up in the feed. And then before I know it, it's like, you know, I think to myself, whatever happened to that channel? I used to watch it all the time. So then I have to go look, and sure enough, a lot of times they've taken the liberty and just unsubscribed me. So, and a lot of YouTubers are complaining about that. You know, the algorithm just has changed. YouTube is not what it was. It just, I don't know if it's because there are so many people on YouTube now. I mean, I've been doing this for now 7, 8 years. I'm not exactly sure what year I started. But, you know, a lot of newer people have gotten into it, and they don't pay like they used to. Not that I ever made a lot of money on YouTube, but, you know, it was enough to buy groceries. And I still, you know, I still get enough to buy groceries, but not as much as I used to. And, or, you know, a few extra things here and there. But other YouTube people are complaining about it too. And so if you could just look and see, make sure you're still subscribed, or if you just watch my videos and you aren't subscribed, it would help me out a lot if you would go ahead and hit the subscribe button. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.